So I was told that I was the abuser because he felt like he was walking on eggshells around me. This was so confusing for me because that's how I felt about him. I was afraid to trigger his emotions. I felt like whatever I did or didn't do, or whatever I said or didn't say, would cause some kind of perceived rejection and he would blow up. I felt paralyzed. So if we were both walking on eggshells, who was the abuser? This is how I figured it out. And if you're new to my page, my name is Jackie and I'm giving real examples of emotional abuse tactics so that you can spot them in your relationships. I started to pay very close attention to his behavior. He didn't respect my boundaries, period, no matter how big or how small. For example, I fucking hate face washes. They're juvenile and I just don't like my face being touched. He loved to give them. So I kindly asked him to not do it and he wouldn't stop. He would laugh at the discomfort and displeasure it gave me. So the next time he tried, I got up and moved to another couch. He told me that I was withholding affection and being manipulative, completely ignoring the fact that he disrespected my boundary. I noticed double standards. He was allowed to say or do whatever he wanted, even if it was hurtful. But the moment I did a fraction of what he did, he would freak out and call me abusive. He was unable to simply validate my feelings, but he wanted me to take responsibility for his. That means anything that were my feelings were my issue and I was responsible for them. But then he would ask me to change behavior so that he didn't have to experience certain emotions. I looked at how he behaved when he was angry. He would name call, yell, stonewall, and manipulate. When I was angry or upset, I would ask to take a time out. But he would refuse to give me that space and he would follow me around the house even when I politely asked for a break. I listened to and watched how he communicated his feelings and realized that it was unhealthy. To communicate his feelings, my ex used passive-aggressive digs and the silent treatment. And he would say phrases like, I feel like you, which is a blame-issuing statement and not an actual feeling. It's possible if you've been living with this behavior for a while that you adopt some of it, but I call that reactive abuse because if you poke a dog long enough, eventually it will bite. You're walking on eggshells because you're tiptoeing around his emotions so that you don't trigger abuse. He's walking on eggshells because he knows his behavior is wrong and he's afraid that you're going to leave him because he also has abandonment trauma. He's projecting his fear of abandonment on you so that you stop looking at him, you start questioning yourself, and you don't ever leave the relationship. Manipulation, projection, and gaslighting.